A national hero, a team in shock, and one single moment of madness that could completely blow up an entire country's World Cup dream. We're not just talking about one bad game here. We are talking about a full-blown crisis, and it all revolves around one man.
So let's get right into it. For Cristiano Ronaldo, the 2026 World Cup is supposed to be it. The final chapter, that one last shot at the biggest prize in football. But after a really humbling loss to Ireland, one flash of red on the pitch has put that whole dream in serious, serious doubt. And look, this wasn't just any red card. In an international career that has spanned more than 2 decades, this was Ronaldo's first ever sending off for his country. Think about that. And it happened during a match that showed so much more than just a bad scoreline. It basically exposed some deep, deep cracks in the very foundation of this Portuguese team. So what exactly happened out there on the field to set off this firestorm? The pressure was on, for sure, but I don't think anyone saw this coming. Okay, so the team was already on the ropes, down by 2 goals. But Ronaldo getting sent off like that was the breaking point. It really shows you something crucial, right? When your leader, the absolute icon of the team, gets marched off the pitch, the whole squad's morale can just shatter. And for Portugal, well, that's exactly what happened. But here's the thing, this wasn't just one moment of madness from one guy. The argument is that Portugal was struggling long before Ronaldo even saw that red card. That moment was just the tip of the iceberg. The instant all their hidden problems finally burst out into the open for everyone to see. And this right here gets to the absolute core of the team's dilemma. With Ronaldo on the pitch, the entire game plan was basically get the ball to Cristiano in the box. But it wasn't working. The team had no other identity. Then, once he was gone, they could still create chances, but they had absolutely no killer instinct to finish them. It's like they're caught in this trap. They're way too reliant on him, but they're also totally lost without him. So all this confusion on the field, it naturally leads you to an even bigger and, frankly, more worrying question. What is actually going on behind the scenes? What's happening in that locker room? Because we all know talent alone doesn't win you a World Cup. Well, there are reports of some real friction. We're talking about key players like João Cancelo and Ruben Neves, who were recently seen kind of mocking Ronaldo's club. And here's the bottom line. You cannot win a World Cup with a divided dressing room. It's impossible. It makes you wonder, are these guys even on the same page? Are they even talking to each other? And this whole team unity problem is made even more complicated by a hard-hitting fact about Ronaldo himself, a reality that the entire team and Ronaldo have to face right now. Look, let's just be blunt here, because you can't dance around this point. Ronaldo is a living legend, one of the greatest of all time, but he's not the player he was in his prime. And that's not an insult. It's just the reality of time. As his physical dominance naturally fades with age, his role in the team just has to change. This is the pivot. This is the new challenge for him. Portugal needs him now, not just to be the guy who scores all the goals, but to be the leader. The one guy who can pull this fractured, unbelievably talented group of individuals together and get them all fighting for the same cause. What he does off the ball is now just as important, maybe even more important than what he does on it. But it isn't just about unity. There's another ingredient missing, that killer instinct, that edge that all championship teams have. And it's something this Portuguese team just seems to be completely lacking. Wow, I mean, that is a powerful, really raw assessment. The analysis basically says this team is talented, yes, of course, but they're also soft. They're missing that aggression, that fight, that ruthless edge you need to win at the very highest level. Their body language just doesn't scream, "We are here to dominate." So what does that actually mean on the pitch? It means giving up cheap, silly goals on set pieces. It means not having that intimidating presence that makes other teams nervous. It means not having the fight to impose your will on your opponent. You can have all the skill in the world, but if you don't have that brutal mindset, you're going to get outfought when it really counts. So let's connect the dots. What does all of this mean for the big one, the 2026 World Cup? Well, the stakes have just gotten incredibly high. This isn't some theoretical problem for the future. It's having immediate, really dangerous consequences right now. Their path to the World Cup is no longer a straight line. Ronaldo's red card means he's now suspended for crucial upcoming qualifying games. That loss to Ireland completely erased their margin for error, which puts massive pressure on every single game from here on out. One more slip-up, and they could be staring down that treacherous playoff route. And man, that is a minefield where absolutely anything can happen.
And that leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? Talent has never, ever been the issue for this golden generation of Portuguese players. But championships are won with something more. They're won with unity, with leadership, and with a brutal, relentless will to win. This crisis, this humbling loss, and this shocking red card, it might just be the wake-up call they desperately needed. Or it could be the beginning of the end for their World Cup dream. Only time will tell if they can find what's missing before it's too late.